Welcome to the June 2023 Wine Club Selections. My name's Vanessa and I will be taking you through what we have chosen for you this month. This is our 2022 Sauvignon Blanc. The grapes for this wine were sourced in Niagara on the bench, so cooler growing sites, which really help develop aromatics with warm days and cool nights. This is an exciting wine for us because we actually have not had a Sauvignon Blanc before. It's got really intense, expressive aromas of gooseberry, there's some citrus, most a bit of a passion fruit, tropical flavors that also jump out of the glass. Also a bit of a minerality characteristic. The Sauvignon Blanc is made by pressing the grapes gently in our bladder press. Then the juice goes to cold settle in a stainless steel tank before fermentation. And then we rack the juice off and do a long, slow, cold ferment to help preserve the aromatics of the wine. After the wine is racked initially, at the end of the ferment, it is then aged in stainless steel on its fine lees. So what that does is gives it a lot of character, mid-palate, develops a creaminess texture that I think you'll really enjoy. This wine also has lots of really great acidity, which makes it perfect for pairing with food. You'd want to go for dishes like an asparagus risotto. You could do chicken, grilled vegetables, things like that. This is our 2022 Estate Gamay Rosé. Estate grown Gamay, which is very exciting for us. The name is a bit misleading because it says Gamay Noir, but we do have a rosé. So what we've done here is we've harvested and pressed the grapes right away so that we didn't get a lot of skin contact and color extraction. We're left with this very pretty sort of salmon, pinky color. It also means that you extract different aromas and flavors from the wine. So for me, I find this to have really distinctive flavors of strawberry, candy floss. There's actually even like a little bit of watermelon in there. The wine was fermented in stainless steel, and we actually did give it a bit of extended lees contact, so it gives a really kind of creamy mid-palate texture. It is dry as well, so no residual sugar there, and it would pair perfectly with things like salmon, trout, or pork. This is our 2018 Park Vineyard Pinot Noir. The Park Vineyard is located in the 20-mile bench appellation of the Niagara Peninsula. These grapes are hand harvested and brought to Adamo, where we crush them and ferment them with their skins for about 25 to 30 days generally. The wine is then transferred down to 100% French oak barrels. This wine does have about 35% new French oak, so you do get a lot of that oak characteristic that comes through on the wine. There's intense flavors of red cherry, some blackberry. There's a touch of a floral note to it, almost like a violet. And I also find like a dried tea leaf characteristic. This wine would pair really well with gamey meats or traditional pork barbecue. This is our 2018 Cabernets. It is a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, and Petit Verdot. grapes from this wine all came from the Niagara region, but were brought here to Adamo where we crushed and fermented them individually with their own separate varieties. Then the wines were put to barrel after fermentation, where they stayed for about 14 to 16 months. And then to come up with the blend, we did individual barrel tastings to determine what we liked the best. So there's lots of plum, blackcurrant, vanilla, spice flavors, a little bit of pepper, you definitely get a lot of the structure and tannin from the grapes and the barrels as well, which would make it really food friendly to pair with red meats. Like I would love to have this with some roast beef and maybe some braised ribs. This is our 2013 Edge Rock Merlot. I chose this wine for your wine club membership this month because it's our anniversary in a sense that 2013 was the first vintage that we made here at Adamo. The grapes for this wine came from Edge Rock Vineyard, which is in Niagara. The Edge Rock site is high up on the escarpment, so it is a little bit cooler, which helps develop some aromatics in the sense that it's got slow ripening, so we've got warm days and cool nights. The wine was then fermented here on site with skin contact for probably about 25 days, after which it was transferred to 100% French oak barrels, and it would have aged in the barrels for about 16 months. Now this is a 10-year-old Merlot, so you will want to drink it now. We've done the hard part in aging it for you. But you get a lot of dried tea, some sort of tomato leaf characteristics. But there is still some red fruit in there as well. You certainly get some toasted vanilla characteristics, almost a bit of a hazelnut as well. Food pairing wise, this would go really well with roast turkey or lean cuts of beef. This is our 2019 Blanc de Noir. Blanc de Noir is a term that basically means that it's white made from red. So what we've done for this wine is it's made from 100% Pinot Noir grapes. We do actually harvest the Pinot grapes much earlier than we would for a typical red wine harvest. And we do that because we want to harvest the grapes when they still have lots and lots of natural acidity. So once the grapes are hand harvested, we gently press them in our bladder press, and we actually monitor the press, so we only want the middle of the press. So the juice from the first bit that comes out of the press is separated, and then we just capture the middle of the press. That gives us the purest, cleanest juice that we can to make this wine. So after it's pressed, the juice is clarified in a stainless steel tank to cold settle. Then we rack off the clear juice and it is put to neutral French oak barrels to ferment. The wine will stay in those barrels for about 8 to 10 months, and then we will blend the wine back up into a stainless steel tank and do a process called tirage, where we prepare the wine for its secondary fermentation in the bottle. What that means is we build up a yeast culture and add a little bit of sugar, and then we bottle it all together and cap it off, and it'll stay in the bottle for, in this instance, it was 14 months to age on its lees. After that, we disgorge it, which means that we freeze the neck, and the carbonation that is in the bottle forces out all the yeast. We top the bottle back up and then close it again with the cork. So for this wine, You get lots of lively citrus notes. It smells really refreshing, but then because of the secondary fermentation in the bottle, you also get biscuit, toasty, and vanilla notes. One mistake that I think that people make when it comes to sparkling wine is they only save them for a special occasion. Sparkling wines are really versatile in their food pairings, so you can do them with anything from appetizers, salads, even some mains, and definitely dessert.